When people talk about the legendary TV series MASH*, Alan Alda's name always comes first. His role as the witty, compassionate, yet rebellious Captain Hawkeye Pierce made him the face of the show and cemented his place as one of television's most beloved actors. For 11 seasons, Alda carried the heart and soul of the Korean War comedy drama, earning awards, critical acclaim, and fan devotion. But behind the laughs and the camaraderie that viewers saw on screen, not everything was as friendly off-camera. In fact, Alan Alda had a rocky and very real feud with one of his co-stars, an actor he simply could not stand working with. That co-star was Wayne Rogers, the man who played Captain Trapper John McIntyre in the show's early seasons, the beginning of tensions when MASH*, debuted in 1972. The dynamic between Hawkeye, Alda, and Trapper Rogers was supposed to be equal. They were written as a pair of mischievous surgeons, two sides of the same coin, balancing humor, heart, and defiance of military authority. But as the show progressed, the spotlight shifted. Writers began leaning heavily on Alan Alda, making Hawkeye the centerpiece while Trapper's role gradually shrank. Wayne Rogers didn't stay quiet about it. He felt he was being sidelined, and he openly resented the imbalance. This naturally created friction between him and Alda, who was not only the star but eventually gained influence over the creative direction of the series. Creative control and power struggles. As MASH* grew in popularity, Alan Alda became more than just the lead actor. He started writing and directing episodes, shaping the show's voice and tone. For some cast members, this was inspiring. But for Wayne Rogers, it felt like Alda was taking over, leaving little room for collaboration. Their differences weren't just artistic, they became personal. Rogers accused Alda of hogging the spotlight and steering the series in a way that didn't honor their original equal partnership. Alda, on the other hand, felt Rogers wasn't adapting to the changes and was too combative behind the scenes. The tension boiled into frequent clashes, with Rogers pushing back against scripts and Alda defending the show's new direction. What began as professional disagreements turned into outright hostility, and soon, it was clear they could no longer coexist peacefully on set. Wayne Rogers walks away by the end of season 3. Rogers had enough. Frustrated by his lack of creative input and the growing dominance of Alda, he made a bold move. He quit the show. His departure shocked fans, especially since Trapper John had been a central figure from the start. Interestingly, Rogers didn't even have a contract binding him to MASH*, a rare situation in Hollywood. That technicality allowed him to walk away without legal consequences, though his exit left a big hole in the cast. The show wrote his character out abruptly, with Trapper leaving off-screen between seasons. Alan Alda, for his part, didn't shed any tears over Rogers' exit. If anything, it allowed him to fully step into the lead role without competition. When Mike Farrell was brought in as B.J. Hunnicutt to replace Trapper, the show took on a softer, more emotionally complex tone that fit Alda's vision perfectly. The fallout and lasting impact, the feud between Alan Alda and Wayne Rogers, never really healed. Rogers went on to other projects, but he often spoke about his frustrations with MASH*. He believed the series lost something when it stopped being about two equal pranksters and became centered around Alda's character. Alda, meanwhile, rarely mentioned Rogers directly, but his actions spoke volumes. In interviews, he emphasized how much he valued the creative freedom he gained after Rogers' departure. The truth is, he didn't hate every co-star. Alan Alda remained close with other cast members like Mike Farrell, Loretta Swit, and Jamie Farr. But when it came to Wayne Rogers, the resentment was undeniable. A legendary show, but a bitter chapter despite the tension. MASH* went on to become one of the greatest shows in television history, running for 11 seasons and ending with a finale watched by over 100 million people. Alan Alda thrived, becoming the show's heart, while Wayne Rogers faded from the spotlight after his early exit. Still, the feud between them remains one of the most talked about behind-the-scenes dramas of the series. It serves as a reminder that even in the most beloved shows, the reality backstage isn't always as warm as what we see on screen. For Alan Alda, the clash with Wayne Rogers was just a bump on the road to television greatness. For Rogers, it was a bitter fight that defined his short run on MASH*. And for fans, it's a fascinating piece of TV history, the story of the one co-star Alan Alda truly hated working with.